Hey everybody. Life is too short to be upset over small things that don't mean anything in the end. Anyways, I don't really think that made a difference on camera, but let's see. I feel like this is like a coral color, but what is it? Soft silver red. Hey! Welcome everybody. I am painting today, as you can see. It's been a gosh darn minute since I made since I made a painting. And I'm just gonna be painting, so like, come on everybody, and let's start painting. Like, what the frick, bro? Like, oh my god, bro, like, yeah. Alright, guys, so, don't stop, won't stop. I was reading this book today. It was about how to end your burnout, because I have been in emotional perpetual burnout for the last few years, and I didn't finish reading that book, I will admit, but I did learn a few things here and there. So one thing that I learned is sorry guys, I got interrupted by a sound. One thing that I learned is that our body and mind are constantly at play with each other, and the reason why we feel tired is because we are either really addicted to like caffeine, sugar. I mean, for me, I know I've been on the sugar teas, so lately I've just been dialing it back. I just have dark chocolate now, so but basically I'm just trying to get better at being better with my emotions, because I think I have undiagnosed anxiety, and that has been at play in my relationships for the longest time. And I think it had to do with me not setting the proper boundaries with people, but also not setting the proper boundaries with my tech usage. So there is that story. But anyways, they always tell you about the pharmaceutical industry, but we never talk about how conventional healthcare has become, to the point where we think our health should be neglected because of its convenience. And I don't know, guys, I need my phone to go over here. No, it's Facebook notification. Anyways, you guys might know how I feel about Facebook, but I got off tangent here. Okay, so I might have ADHD too, so there's also that undiagnosed part. Okay, I'm probably the most neurodivergent person you'll ever meet in your life, but yeah. So if you ever feel like you got a dream, you have to grab hold of it and put away the things that might be bringing you down, like screens, the things you consume. We always consume people's thoughts on the daily. Might as well just grab a book in place of it, because at least it's more peaceful and less stimulative. It's good for your body and mind. Way better than your screen. That's why I'm forcing myself to record as I paint, so I don't have to constantly hear other people's opinions. New habit unlocked. Welcome to the Sandy Show. Thanks for joining us. Today I feel like a piece of dark chocolate. I feel like, oh, this paint is so gloopy. You guys know that meme about like different kinds of art mediums, and it's like different art teachers, and the last one's like, Cheryl! I love that video. Anyways, that's proof of me being brain rotted. Alright guys, going forward here, we are just painting with naphthol red? No, quinacridone? Quinacridone. Yeah. TBH. It's been a minute since I've been in school, but I'm in summer school right now. And it's been the most, like, why the freak did I do this, like, type of thing. Like, I really wanted to improve my GPA, because right now it's not perfect, and I allowed certain distractions to get in the way of that. And I know, like, perfect is, like, a form of white supremacy, but a part of me feels like in order to feel satisfied with my life, I have to start becoming more selfish with what I really want, because, you know, when I first started, I really wanted to be the best artist that I could be. Well, actually, that's not how the story really started. In the beginning, I was a karate dude. No, shut the fuck. Okay, guys. I'm sorry for that curse word. Let me take that back right now. Let me just scoop it out. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Yeah. It's been a really hard road. I've been a lot of things in this lifetime. One could call me a polymath because I've excelled in almost everything. I am that queen that studies hard at school, for real. And a part of me was like anti-capitalist for a minute. But now I'm like, wait. You gotta, like, do your best with what you've got, but also, like, when it's time for matriarchy, you gotta invest in yourself and all your knowledge. And also the children in the center, and, like, the woman as the protectors of the community. What am I talking about, guys? My conversation went, like, 5 different directions, and it's making me more conscious now that I'm recording it. Yeah, I don't know. I need to just stop consuming negative content because I really want the best for my life. I really do. I want to be myself authentically, guys. Me when I'm commodified on YouTube, but now I'm painting for an audience. Yeah. Anyways, going back to the whole story, I was an artist ever since I was young. I would make little sculptures for my family. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I really did not predict the cost of living crisis when I was little. Okay, I was in the midst of it. I had no idea. And now I'm paying the price. So, oh my god, it sucks that I'm like Gen Z and I still like doing art. Well, maybe I shouldn't think about it like that. Maybe it should be more like, I want to do good things for this world and to leave a kind mark the best that I can. And also, it's gonna have to take a lot of, like, rewiring my brain and, like, updating my habits. Like, I've lowered a lot of my consumption on most things, and I just have to get better with my screens. So, I think modern life requires us to use screens. But I guess I could, like, limit less social media scrolling and more, like, just like editing videos or just like creating stuff. Great. Yeah. So, I guess the moral of the story is I love reading self-improvement books. I know, like, people online are like, oh, self-improvement has died, blah, blah, blah. Guys, society was formulated on self-improvement, and that was, like, the most dignified thing you could do. And, like, I don't know, guys, like, now people are like throwing that old narrative away that helped people in the past, like Aristotle and the people who were polymaths. All right, and I have no idea. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, I don't. Yeah. but like, no, seriously, guys. It just became. I guess everyone's algorithms are different, so not everyone has the same experience. But that was my experience. I don't know anything. All I know is that this paint is creamy. Guys, I don't know why the freak I decided to do summer school and a museum internship over the summer break that I'm having. But like, holy creep, dude. The previous semester, I had a really hard time juggling multiple priorities, and I still am doing it. Like, for example, I was gonna pitch like a tote bag idea, and that went not according to plan, but it's coming out great now. It just took so much trial and error, and it's far past the due date, but I'm hoping now that I could just give it to the art organization that I really want to give it to. Yeah. It was the most stressful thing in my life, but it actually turned out awesome in the end because it challenged me to work through my mindset as I was doing it. Like, obviously times get difficult sometimes. You shouldn't quit. I was like midway thinking like, I'm gonna quit art. And I was like, frick, no, I can't. Essentially, my point is, I am afraid of doing art because I know it doesn't bring that much money. But a part of me is like, what if I became a finance investing bro and I went to like a financial advisor and they got my back? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love making stuff. All my life, I feel like I always compared myself to other people, and that needs to stop. Like some people's journeys of like finance bro, like, oh, like they had like the most tragic backstory, and then they like came back on top with like a capitalist rebrand of like, oh yeah, my life was shit, but now I'm a like $5 billion existential YouTuber online, and every day I fight till the end, and it's like, oh my god, that's awesome. But like, that's like totally capitalist, but also like they follow their dreams. So it's just like, you know what, if you follow your dreams, I'm so happy for you. At the same time though, I'm scared of burnout, so I'm reading about burnout, and I'm trying to Guys, I feel like my personality shifts every single season of my life, dude. Like I'm not gonna lie, guys. I hate saying I'm not gonna lie. I gotta be nonchalant. Hold on. Wait a minute. 6, 7, 6. Anyways, life has been kind of hard, guys. I really have this like all my life I always liked art, but I also liked music, and it's just been this constant like back and forth. And I also really like animation, and my passions switch seasonally. It sucks because I'm a multi-passionate. I've always been like someone who loved studying everything to the end. Like, I didn't think I was gonna get an art history minor. Excuse me. But, what was I gonna say? I guess, you know, here I am. I was a freaking math tutor freshman year, bro. Like, what was I doing, bro? Like, existential crisis, bro. I was so worried, bro. And then I was like, Man, I love oil painting. I picked it up freshman year too. I was like, shee. Well, I've been painting all my life, but I picked up oil painting actually not freshman year of college, but in high school. And that was so epic, bro. Me and my art friends at the time, we were locked in. Like, locked in. And then we grew apart, but I still love them. They're so epic. What the hell was I gonna say, bro? Art vlog. Art vlog. Guys, I am gonna explode with a T. What else? Okay, I don't like being interrupted. Guys, I genuinely, that was the best watermelon of my life. Holy shit, bro. Guys, if I were to go back to painting like hyperrealism, I think everybody would start worshiping me again. But lately, nobody has, okay? And that's okay, alright? But lately, I've just been so obsessed with patterns. Ew, I don't like how my voice sounded. I need to start enjoying my voice for a minute. What's it called? I love pattern work, vibrant colors. I'm a chromophile. And basically, I really loaf the creamy texture that shows up on a canvas, and also like the flowiness of the brush, and the value and the contrast and the red. Anyhow, what was I talking about? Museum stuff. Bro, when I watched this back, the conversation went like, but for real, like, working at that museum has been such a wonderful experience. It's made me realize that I am truly an artist and I just want to make art. And every time I go there, I'm like, dang it, there's so much art all up everywhere. I should have been working on this right now. And now, when I graduate, at least I know I'm gonna have more time to do that. Hopefully. I don't know. Guys, I guess I just work too much. I need to do more shadow work, and I think I've done a lot of it lately. Like, I've just been like trying to change my mindset regarding certain things that have hurt me in the past. In the past, I allowed a guy to break my heart. But now, I'm like, I'm gonna seize the day, I'm gonna cement my future, and nobody is gonna make me fall victim. Hey. Because I am that bitch. YouTube, please don't censor me. My earpiece is falling out, bro. What? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Guys, do you know that anime with, like, Lily and Kit? That's such a cute show. No, my earpiece fell out. Cue, like, the TV, like, getting, like... Guys, my life is a movie. I didn't mean to sound self-deprecating, but it sounded that way. What was I saying? Basically, I've been doing that stuff, and like my art classes recently started, and I just want to paint right now. That's all I want to do. And I have 2 art classes. I had a music course that I took too, and I'm still debating on if I want to get a double minor. I already have 1 minor, and like all my male teachers are obviously like, you don't need a double minor. it makes less pay if you were to get a double minor, and because it's all art related. It's like art history, and then possibly music. And oh my lord, bro. Like, obviously, an art history degree is just like a lot of like Western history, like excluding like did I say art history? I mean, yeah, art history and music in general, like their history is basically westernized and like completely like white person focused. But I think it's important to know these people, but it's also important to remember who actually invented some things too. You know? Like, when we look at painters, like, Manet stole from his life, guys. Like, he's not genius, bro. Like, he was literally stealing that forever. Like, no. And they wrote that in the history books, and everybody believed it. Yeah. So, basically, I have no idea. And that is the whole point. Part of me, or like my old self, because I chose this school that I'm going to right now, makes me feel like, what am I a worthy enough artist if I don't have like a certain school's name? But I just think that's not the case. You can be a fine artist and price your art however you want. And I feel like so many people graduate from my institution and they immediately go into artist burnout. And it's like, oh, let's go liberal arts. And I'm like, insane. Like, guys, I don't want to be a failure. So many people get their music degrees too, and they're like, why music school trains you for burnout? And then like they don't get successful after like exposing the workism culture. And it's like, my bro, what if I just work right now? And wait, I feel like when I go to work, nobody has time for my tomfoolery. Like, every now and then I want to make a joke and everybody's locked in, and I totally understand, like, you gotta lock in. But every now and then you just gotta like laugh. Yeah. Everybody do what makes them better. That's what I had to learn. Unfortunately, this capitalist system can't always be something you blame for your life. Sometimes you just gotta push through it. And I'm not saying we should uphold the systems, but if we do, we might as well do the best with what we've got. Yes, it promotes extraction. Oh my god, it absolutely does. But oh my god, bro, it requires collective action if we want out of it. I don't think we've reached that point. Anyways, my ideology shifts all the time. I'm like, F the system. Get so good in the system and then subvert the system. And then it's like, man, what if I just don't care? I'm like, you can't win. Yes, you can. You can win. It's only if you're willing to put in the work. The work. It's true though. If you are fully aligned on your path and you're focused on you, when you're like detached, and you decenter others and you center yourself, and that obviously doesn't mean you're not an immoral person, but you're kind when you are, you know. I think that's when life starts being more real and more rewarding for you. And in the end, if you center yourself in your world and you do what you want to do and not what anyone else wants you to do, then my friend, you did the best you could, but also you have to always be willing to work on yourself. You know, that doesn't mean like, oh, I did what I want to do and now I can stay comfortable. No. It's about building. Excuse me. And also, like, veering away from bad habits and, like, you know, putting yourself in rooms that make you uncomfortable at first. And sometimes you might have, like, iffy feelings about those rooms. And you're like, oh my days, I don't want to be in that room. But then, like, your perspective shifts in that room. And you're like, wait a minute. This presentation was boss. I want to learn more about this. Guys, I used to be a man hater, and then I realized my personality was actually making me more susceptible to patriarchy. I realized I had to stop putting my energy into thinking about men, both good and bad. Because in the end, you have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself. You can't always be putting your energy into hating them, because what the hell is that going to change? Absolutely nothing. It's going to make your vibration worse, and you're not going to vibrate at a higher frequency. I feel like my personality is strange. A lot of people think I'm too much. And I just sometimes don't think I'm enough, really. And it's really confusing. It's so confusing the way my experiences have been. But, my personality is very, like, fluid. Like, it's serious on one end, and sometimes I'm very silly. I'm, like, so silly to the point where it's like, okay, you really pushed it. Like, yeah, it's so far out. Oh my god. If Hayao Miyazaki was in the same room as me and he saw how silly I was, he'd be like, you're fired. Nah. Get back to work. Everybody is in their work culture right now. Remember when, like, human beings would, like, just do enough work in the morning and then rest towards the end of the day? Now we're all, like, optimized into, like, this fascist society of, like, working 5 jobs and... I laugh at it now, but it's really dangerous. Especially for cultural regulation in the end. Wait, hold on. Anyways, guys. Oh, my butt. I'm sorry you got to see that. What is going on? I had such a crazy semester. Last year, it was a semester that made me realize, like, if you don't choose yourself wholly and you're always making decisions based on others, even your own family, you are not going to live the satisfied life with the people that really see you for you, or the people that really value you. I was going to switch schools in the beginning when I first arrived at this school. And don't get me wrong, it's a great school. I'm a multi-passionate, and I wanted to double major in both art and music. That was the original goal. And I think because of heartbreak, I was not able to think straight. Okay? I also didn't know any better back then. So, freshman year, Stockton. I do my best to get all A's. I am working out in the gym. I am, for some reason, thinking about becoming an ice skater, because if you're on ice, such a great anime, by the way. 2 emotionally stunted men that like each other. Basically the premise of the show. And in the end, they still love each other, so thank goodness. We did not get that movie! Anyways, they did something on Twitter! So, basically, what was my train of thought? Oh yeah. So, now it's my duty to get a minor in music just to make up for the fact that I did not transfer schools to the school I really wanted to go to. At first, I was rejected from that school, and they accepted me after I accepted myself into the school that I'm already in, and it made me really sad. But yeah, I got into that school, and I also got into another really prestigious school for art, and in my mind, I was like, do I really need this? Do I really need this? But I wasn't thinking about it in terms of the opportunities that would have opened it up. I was just thinking about the art in general. And I guess because people are always changing, so I shouldn't be too hard on myself, you know. But sometimes I worry that maybe I missed a chance, but I don't think it's ever too late, you know. I don't think so. If I start another major, even now, I'd probably still be in school for that for another few years. By the way, I don't even know if I need that major because it might not reveal me to the best community or the best connections. That's what makes me a bit sad. But this is my authentic self, guys. This is who I am. This is what I've gone through. I never wanted to be a victim in my story, but somehow I wasn't self-aware enough to realize what I've done in the past. And now I'm realizing that I'm a multi-passionate. It's hard for me to quantize myself in a system. So maybe I didn't need that system to begin with. I always practice without the system. Sure, I might be missing out on some connections, but I've always practiced piano and I've always loved composing my own songs, as celestial as they can be and as really spontaneous as they are. I think I might have undiagnosed ADHD. I like art, music, and animation. Wow, Rebecca sugar-coated. Ha 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 ha. I've had all my teachers tell me, Sandy, how are you gonna make these into your job? Sandy, there's so many different passions and avenues. How are you gonna blend them together? I have my senior thesis, aka senior project, coming up. I'm so excited. I want it to be a music art concert, but also, like, I would love to animate something. Oh my god, I have all summer to do it. I really gotta take it more seriously. At the same time, though, my fears of money are getting in the way. I feel like maybe I wasn't taught enough about, like, the financial fear behind art and stuff. Every time I see successful artists online, they're pulling all-nighters and not getting the pay that they deserve, but they love what they do, so they don't think, I guess, I guess they get a little ego boost from doing all that hard work, you know, that workism culture. You gotta grind, you gotta grind. And I understand that. Like, yes, you actually gotta put in effort. Like, you can't just half-ass something and expect something completely mind-blowing. Anyways, I think that's enough for my YouTube blab. Thank you for joining my YouTube video. Please follow along as I figure out how to sell my art. I think that was the longest video ever. And honestly, I don't know, maybe all of this happened because I had a form of art imposter syndrome. And also, like, a fear of men. So I guess I have to stop fearing men. And I just gotta keep creating and building my world and not center them. Because why so get straight, you know? Why not Aquarius, you know? So yeah. I'm not sure if that was really insightful, but that's just coming from someone who comes from a pretty interesting town in New Jersey. And I might not have everything, but I think I got something. And I have to give myself that credit, regardless. And I want to keep sharing myself online. I don't want to come off as, like, too much, hopefully. Not too overwhelming. But it's who I am. So if you ever feel like you're an artist in the summertime doing the summer thing on your own, if you're not, I'm also pushing through it. It's been a period of self-reflection. It really has. It really will be forever. I had such a humbling experience at Stockton. Oh wait, I revealed my skull. Oops. Okay, bye guys. I'm embarrassed. Whoa. Work in progress. Thank you for watching that video. It was to see how my brain works and also what I need to reflect on so that way I can challenge my limiting beliefs and become a creative. Woohoo! Oh wait, please ignore that. But there's like a painting right there. Like, yeah. Maybe don't ignore that. Maybe come along. Maybe come along now. Run away from the humdrum by Cosmo. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.